Oh, what a lovely day. Such a lovely day that I'm riding around without my big ass waterproof, high abrasion resistant armoured trousers and big ass boots on. Call me confident, call me stupid. I didn't commute into work like that. No, that would be daft. Oh, there's the prison. But I'm kind of just doing a wee dash across town as part of my job, as part of my work. And I thought I'd go for the liberating experience of trousers and shoes for once, rather than the whole shebang. It's quite nice. It's also quite nice not having to spend like 5 minutes at either end of a journey doing your Wonder Woman routine, taking everything off and putting everything back on again. So I'm aware that it's been a bit of a while since I've put anything up. I started my vlog with good intentions, and I'm currently studying, which is why I've been a bit lame, to be honest. I didn't think the studying was going to be quite as time consuming as it has turned out to be, but it has. It's quite a lot, and it's put me off the idea of miking up my helmet and waffling into it and creating a vlog, because what I then think is, oh, I've got to spend a load of time editing that. So I'm going to try and kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to try and be a little bit more concise, a bit more to the point, which is never going to be a bad thing. Oh, your indicator doesn't work either. Oh, that one does though. So hopefully it shouldn't involve too much editing. So yeah, studying, lots of it. The only problem with it really is it involves me being a bit organised, because I have to think to myself, right, studying, then vlogging, then and actually I probably spend enough time procrastinating and not studying to quite easily put a vlog up every now and again, but I am a champion procrastinator, and it's the whole thing about being organised and planning ahead that I'm also not very good at. But yeah, 2 days, just too nice a day not to. And I'm faffing across town, and it's just enjoyable. So I thought I'd say hello. Big shout out to my 3 subscribers. All 3 of you. Turning left here. Yeah. So I've been thinking about, what should I say? What should I talk about? Because there's a couple of things I think I should talk about. You know, my recent experience of, oh, there we go, look, 6,000 miles. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Kind of leads into, oh, there we go, into my journey into motorbiking. Because it really did only start last August. I've kind of ummed and ahed about getting a motorbike for years and years and years and years and years, never with any real conviction. And then, as part of my studying, the reason I'm working in Edinburgh at the minute, rather than where I would normally work, which is in Livingston, the reason I'm working in Edinburgh at the minute, and when I say working, I don't mean working for free in Edinburgh at the minute, is to obtain a big shiny piece of paper. My chosen career involves the obtaining of a big shiny piece of paper to obtain professional status, and it requires quite a bit of studying. And I've been doing lots of studying over the last few years, to the point where all that I have to do is go off and do a couple of kind of voluntary bits of work, where I go off and work for another organisation within the field, and basically prove that I'm not a muppet and that I kind of know what I'm talking about, because it's quite an important part of the job, knowing what you're talking about. on the basis of my vlogs, it would appear that I'm doomed to fail, because I really don't know what I'm talking about a lot of the time. But there you go. So yeah, so I'm working for free in Edinburgh. There was the potential to be having to... Come on, move, pay attention, Mr. Taxi Driver, because I might be able to get out here. Yeah, there was the potential for me to be needing to move around a fair bit and commute and all that sort of stuff. So, seeing as we were having to refinance anyway, just decided, well, stuff it. Let's spend £4 grand on a motorbike, do my CBT. Job's a good one. And since I did that, did it August, so all early August, so August, September, October, November, December, January, February, we're now at the end of March, 8 months ago. So 8 months ago, took the plunge, bought a motorbike. I've done 6,001 miles since then. And when I did first get my motorbike, I did genuinely think, 125, that's all I need. It's quite nice. I got myself a nice 125. I'm glad I got this one. So I was thinking of getting a Honda CG 125. I think I would have got pretty bored with that pretty quick. Whereas Kurt, it's pretty good actually, as far as 125s go. And, yeah, but perfect for the towns. Well, I could do with being a little bit narrower sometimes. Although the advantage of having big wide handlebars is it feels nice and easy to control. But I am starting to think to myself, yeah, maybe I need to get a bigger bike, a bit more power for the A roads. And I think because my experience of riding so far has been through a Scottish autumn and then a Scottish winter and now the beginnings of a Scottish spring, I'm also thinking I could really do with something that's a little bit more weatherproof and a little bit more fared. A bit more protection would be nice from the elements. I'm sort of kind of fantasizing a little bit about perhaps getting a better license and a bigger license, big boy license, and something like a BMW 1200 GS Adventure or something, just so it's just bomb proof and isn't getting mucked up by the weather quite so much. And I'm not getting mucked up by the weather as much, but that's a long way away. There really is very few incentives in my current situation to do that, other than, it'd be really nice to have a big bike, because it's quite expensive to do that. And even if I got my big license and I continue to ride this bike, again, there's no incentive for me to do that, other than the fact I could, if I wanted to, ride on a motorway, which probably isn't the best of things to do on a 125, because you just end up wrist locked the whole time, probably stringing the neck of the bugger to keep up at 60-65 miles an hour, with the occasional bit of 70-75 if the wind is favourable and the hills are favourable. Then the other thing was, and this is something my insurance company said to me when I was looking at getting insurance for Kurt, was I'm much better off on my CBT. Because, and this is genuinely no word of a lie, what they said was, rather than me going off doing my full license, even like an A2 or A1 or even a full license, full A license, and then continuing to ride this bike, which obviously entails doing my theory test, doing my hazard perception, doing a much more thoroughly assessment of my riding abilities, which you would have thought would have made me a better rider and therefore safer from an actuarial point of view. What they said was it would put my insurance up. And the reason they gave me for that was, at the moment, I'm riding round on a provisional bike license even though I've only done my CVT and therefore I'm able to use it with a 125 since August last year, or July last year, whenever it was I did my CVT, end of July, beginning of August. Yeah, I've had my provisional motorbike license since I was 17. Because I've held that license for longer than I would if I was to now get a full license, that means that my insurance is cheaper, which is just bananas. And just yet another example of how bent and corrupt insurance companies are, surely. They have us over a barrel. Baron von Grumble goes on about just how much insurance companies have got us by the short and curlies. It's just ridiculous. Like Red Runner was looking at getting a 1000cc BMW sports bike. I think she said that she was quoted $2,000 a year. It's like, that's nuts. Absolutely bananas. So yeah, insurance companies suck. So I'm quite happy on this for the time being. Yeah, so that's all really I've got to say for today. Just thought I'd all say hello. And joke. I'll think of a joke. How many women with PMS does it take to change a light bulb? 6. Six, I hear you say. Why 6? I suppose a better question would be, why does it take 6 women with PMS to change a light bulb? Because it just does, right? Ta-da! That's a rubbish joke, isn't it? But it is undeniably a joke. Quick disclaimer, I don't think all women with PMS are bad. I don't think they're all irrational. I'm not singling women out as a human being. It's a joke that makes use of the stereotypical assumption, blah 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 blah. So yeah, bye.